This evening's graduation address will be given by Chris Szekely, Chief Librarian at the Alexander Turnbull Library, a part of the National Library of New Zealand. A Victoria University graduate with a Postgraduate Diploma in Library and Information Studies, Chris was a founding member of Te Ropu Whakahau, an association for Maori working in libraries and information management, and was instrumental in establishing the International Indigenous Librarians Forum. He has written numerous papers, articles, and publications on bicultural development in libraries and services to Maori. Chris was appointed as the inaugural Commissioner on the Library and Information Advisory Commission in 2003, and in 2006 became a Fellow of the Library and Information Association of New Zealand, Aotearoa. Chris is also a children's author, and this year won the New Zealand Post Children's Picture Book Award for his book, Rahui. It is my pleasure to invite Chris Szekely to give the graduation address.
Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduands, and families and friends of graduands, good evening. Ka nui te hari, me te koa ki te mi ki a koutou, ko tai mai nei tēnei pō, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. I'm delighted to be here this evening and to have the opportunity to say a few words at this wonderful occasion. As you've heard, I'm the Chief Librarian of the Alexander Turnbull Library, which is a part of the National Library of New Zealand. Over the last century or so, the library has amassed an unparalleled collection of books, manuscripts, pictorial works, sound recordings, and digital resources that document the stories of New Zealand and the Pacific. Our purpose as defined in legislation is to enrich the cultural and economic life of New Zealand. At the Turnbull and the National Library, it is our job to collect information, preserve it, and make it available. For many of you here this evening, it has been your task to sift through such information, make sense of it, and use it to generate new understandings, new insights, and new knowledge. We live in an age where an unprecedented amount of information is available to us through an ever-increasing array of formats and channels. The ability to critically assess the quality of information, understand its content, and use it in support of an argument has never been more important. Equally important is the ability to communicate those arguments in ways that are convincing and compelling, and to tell stories that resonate with impact. To quote Judith Binney, storytelling is an art deep within human nature, the art of transmitting the histories that matter to successive generations is as old as human existence. There are some 500 graduates here this evening. Many of you will have used the Turnbull in pursuit of your studies, and I'm sure you have used your very excellent university library. I trust we librarians have been useful. It has been our pleasure and privilege to be of service. Many of you will have written or will go on to write papers or books, create new works, new bodies of knowledge that will find their way into the Turnbull to be kept forever as a research legacy for future generations. I thank you in advance for your contributions. Indeed, we have just spent the last few years reconfiguring the National Library to create the physical and digital capacity necessary to store the words, pictures, and sounds that have yet to be created, the stories that have yet to be told. Of course, not everyone will go on to write papers or books or make music or films. I imagine there are many of you here this evening who, having completed your studies and achieved your degrees, may be uncertain as to what comes next. I hope that most of you will have the opportunity to pause, pat yourselves on the back, and have a rest for a moment, because you've worked hard and you've earned it. But sooner or later, you're going to have to make some money and earn a living. Your employment choices, your life choices, are likely to take you in all sorts of unanticipated directions. It is almost certain that over the next few years, most of you will experience numerous job changes and variant career pathways, simply because that's the way modern life is. I could hardly have imagined some 20 years ago, when I left this university, that I would one day find myself in charge of the country's preeminent research library, accountable for $1 billion worth of treasure. Or that I would find success as an author of children's books, alas, not yielding $1 billion worth of income. At least not yet. It turned out that for me, a combination of history, sociology, Maori studies, with a dash of English, were pretty useful subjects after all. Who knew? I didn't. The point is, university life and study doesn't just give you a degree. It gives you the basis for ongoing learning, critical reasoning, and the intellectual agility that will help you make practical decisions for the rest of your lives. And if you can spell, so much the better. Particularly if you are writing something destined for the waiting shelves of the Turnbull Library. We're gathered here this evening to celebrate excellence in academic achievement and congratulate effort and perseverance. You have all completed assignments, sat examinations, submitted research theses, and I hope enjoyed innumerable lectures. We're here tonight to salute you as a new generation of graduates and academics, people who think, people with intellectual curiosity, people who know stuff. On behalf of the Alexander Turnbull Library, I acknowledge the commitment you've made in gaining your degrees. I thank you in advance for the ongoing contributions you will undoubtedly make, along with us at the National Library, in enriching the cultural and economic life of New Zealand. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.